This morning on PHL17 Morning News, a New Jersey state trooper is dead after a crash on Route 55 in Millville. Our Matt Alba is live with the latest. Another setback for Bill Cosby in his defense against sexual assault charges. Will explain. A mistrial is declared in the trial of the South Carolina police officer accused of shooting Walter Scott. We'll have that story. And Vice President Joe Biden may not be done with politics once his term as VP is up. PHL17 Morning News starts now. Good morning, everyone. This is PHL17 Morning News at 5:30. I'm Jennifer Lewis Hall. It is Tuesday, December 6th. More in just a moment on the death of that New Jersey state trooper killed in the line of duty. Our Matt Alba covering that for us this morning. Turning now to our weather, a chilly start with some rain in the forecast today and a winter weather advisory in the Poconos for later today. So we're talking snow once again. Good morning, Jason.
Snow for the second day in a row. We had snow yesterday morning. Possible snow for the folks in the Poconos today. Luckily for most of us, it's just rain.
Okay.
But it could be heavy at times.
And cold.
And cold, yes. Chilly start to the morning. You'll wake up, you'll see frost on the car. Take along the jacket. You'll need it. Outside we go. Skycam 17 early on a Tuesday morning, looking at Center City, Philadelphia. And it is a chilly start. Temps mainly in the 30s across the region. Couple spots in the 20s, though. We've got 28 in Pottstown, 28 in Allentown as well. 39 right now in Philadelphia. Watching a system down to our south. This is PHL Futurecast, and there's that system we're watching. It's going to move on in here early this afternoon. We'll start to see the raindrops. The rain could be heavy at times for the drive home today. It'll last through the evening tonight. You folks in the Poconos could see some snow from this system as well. So winter weather advisory is posted for the Poconos. Here comes your weather headlines for today. It's a cloudy day for the most part. Rain this afternoon, heavy at times. And as we're saying, the rain does continue tonight. Here's the call. Afternoon rain, clouds, 47. That's our high later on. More rain tonight, 43 is the overnight low. We'll see some sunshine tomorrow up to 50. 7 down, 17 straight ahead. For weather info anytime you want, check out our PHL17 weather app on your Apple and Android products. Jennifer Lewis Hall, back to you.
All right, Jason Lee, always a good idea to do that. Well, let's get you out the door with a check of our traffic on the go right now. We do have a look there, a live look at 95 at Girard Avenue. Seeing a bunch of cars out there, and it's still early, 5:32, as folks are headed off to work this morning. Just a chilly one out there to start. An alert, Route 422 westbound, the off-ramp to Arm & Hammer Boulevard. That is scheduled to open today. It's about a half-mile west of the current ramp location. Again, looking at 476, the Blue Route 95 and the Schuylkill Expressway, both sides of the Blue Route and the Vine are clear. 422 eastbound Oaks to 202, 42 and 55 northbound 322 to the 42 freeway. Just 9 minutes for your morning commute. Well, topping our news this morning, a New Jersey state trooper was killed in the line of duty last night in a head-on collision. PHL17's Matt Alba reports.
Yeah, Jen, the accident happened here in Millville just before 7 o'clock Sunday evening. A 31-year-old New Jersey state trooper, he was killed, and the driver of another vehicle. Now, the New Jersey State Police, they did post a tweet saying, "It is with deep regret that we announce the death of Trooper Frankie Williams, who died in a line-of-duty death crash." They also posted the details of the accident on Facebook, said it happened in Millville, Cumberland County, in the area of milepost 22.2. A man traveling southbound in his Toyota Corolla crossed the grass median, entered the northbound lanes, and struck the marked trooper car head-on. Trooper Williams was traveling northbound, responding to a call for service. The man was pronounced dead at the scene. Trooper Williams was flown to Cooper University Hospital in Camden, where he was pronounced deceased. The exact cause of death for both victims has yet to be determined, and the crash is still under investigation. Trooper Frankie Williams was 31 years old and from Atlantic County. He was a member of the 156th State Police class, which graduated in January of this year. He was assigned to the Port Norris station. Now, right now, you're looking at Route 55 northbound, and what's interesting is the median in between the northbound and southbound lanes, which the car did travel across to hit the trooper, is fairly wide. It's about 40 feet. So he did have to travel a substantial distance before he was able to strike and kill the officer. Now, we are headed to Cooper University Hospital in Camden, where we're going to have more throughout the morning on our Eye Opener program, see if we can speak to some members of the New Jersey State Police who may still be there. But right now, we are in Millville, and we'll send it back to you in the studio, Jen.
All right. Thank you very much, Matt. We'll see you shortly. Well, students in Upper Perkiomen School District will head back to school today after a perceived threatening message posted to social media prompted the district to shut down all schools early yesterday morning, a threat police are now calling a misunderstanding. Now, according to reports, a student posted the message to a closed group on Instagram. The message contained a link or portion of the Sandy Hook Promise nonprofit's PSA titled Evan, a video that shows the warning signs of a potential school shooter. Now, some in the group misconstrued the post as a threat, but according to authorities, the poster had no malicious intentions. And out of Bucks County Falls Township, police say there have been 10 cases of heroin overdoses all within the last 10 days. 4 of those cases were fatal. This comes just one day after Philadelphia police linked a bad batch of heroin to 9 deaths in Kensington, all found within blocks of one another. According to police, there have been more than 20 fatalities due to heroin overdoses this year and roughly 80 other non-fatal cases. Meanwhile, a Montgomery County judge has denied Bill Cosby's request to suppress his deposition testimony. Cosby's lawyers argued that the oral promise they had with former Bruce Castor, DA Bruce Castor, was an issue. The promise said that Cosby would not be charged in relation to the deposition. Cosby's lawyer said he would not have testified if he knew the testimony could be used against him in court. Now, the 79-year-old comedian is set to stand trial in a sexual assault case next June. And former Green Party presidential candidate Jill Stein is now asking a federal court to force a Pennsylvania recount. She had previously presented the request at the state level, but dropped it after a state judge said her campaign would have to pay $1 million. Stein announced the lawsuit yesterday. She also made clear that her goal is not to take the presidency away from Donald Trump. And new legislation in the Garden State now offers student loan forgiveness to families if the student passes away. New Jersey Governor Chris Christie signed the legislation into law yesterday. The bill will forgive New Jersey college loans to assist state students or NJ class, even if a parent or guardian co-sign the loan. Now, students who suffer permanent disability or temporary disability will also be forgiven. And according to reports, the new legislation could cost the state roughly $4.5 million over the next 3 years. And if you are a SEPTA regional rail rider, well, you may want to slightly alter your morning commute. New schedules go into effect this coming Sunday, the 11th. The reports say adjustments have been made on every line with the exception of the Kinwood, Glenside Combined, and West Trenton lines. Those new schedules are now available online at septa.org. And still ahead, the 7-day forecast, plus an unlikely visitor to Trump Tower. And could Joe Biden be eyeing a presidential run in 2020? That and more as PHL17 Morning News continues. Taking a look outside through SkyCam17, a cold morning with temperatures in the 30s at St. Joe's University. Some spots in the 20s out there in the Delaware Valley. Jason Lee has a check of the forecast. Good morning.
Hey, Jen, good morning. 39 degrees in Philadelphia, but yeah, 20s in spots like Pottstown in the upper 20s this morning, so it's a chilly start to our day. We're going to take a look at PHL Futurecast. We see the system down to our south. We'll see some rain out of this later on today. Early afternoon, the raindrops arrive. The rain could be heavy at times with us through the drive home, through the evening tonight, and into the overnight as well. In fact, we'll see some snow from this system for you folks in Monroe and Carbon County. You folks in the Poconos could see some snowflakes. Here comes the almanac for today, forecasting a high of 47. Record was 72, set in 2001. Low tonight, 43. The record low was 15, set in 1901. Sun comes up at 8 minutes after 7 o'clock, and it sets at 4:35 this afternoon. Clouds, afternoon showers, and 47. The rain could be heavy at times. More rain tonight, down to 43. We'll see some sunshine tomorrow. A few clouds mixed in, up to 50 for the high. Your exclusive 7-day on 17 goes like this. Afternoon rain, sunshine tomorrow. Clouds back for Thursday with highs in the mid-40s. Sunshine, low 40s Friday, only in the 30s Saturday with a blast of Arctic air. Jen, we'll send it back to you.
Oh, that sounds cold. Let's get you out the door. The check of our traffic on the go, folks. Not a bad idea to bundle up this morning, too. 76 at the Conchi Curve. Seeing plenty of headlights out there this morning. 542 right now for your morning commute. Again, dry conditions for now, but Jason said rain is coming our way. A crash on the PA Turnpike East eastbound between Willow Grove and Ben Salem. That is blocking the center and right lanes. A crash also on the PA Turnpike eastbound as well between Downingtown and Valley Hill Road. That's blocking the right lane in that area. A fire in Frankfort now reportedly under control, Frankfort Avenue at Cellar Street, with crews still on the scene there. Well, a judge has declared a mistrial in the case against the former South Carolina police officer who shot and killed Walter Scott. Michael Slager was on trial for shooting Scott during a traffic stop for having a broken taillight. The jury deliberated for 22 hours but was not able to reach a unanimous decision. And one of the key pieces of evidence was a cell phone video of the altercation. Slager had faced 30 years to life in prison if he had been convicted. Prosecutors say he will be tried again. And a father in Georgia will serve life in prison without parole for the murder of his 22-month-old son. Ross Harris was convicted last month and sentenced yesterday. Harris left his son Cooper inside of his car for nearly 7 hours outside of his place of employment in June of 2014. The toddler died of hyperthermia. Now, his defense attorneys argued that the boy's death was an accident. Harris's defense team vowed after the trial to appeal the verdict and to seek a new trial. And crews in Oakland, California had to stop combing through the site of a massive and deadly fire because it became too dangerous. At least 36 people were killed. Parts of the building have still not been searched, and the death toll is expected to rise. Stacey Cohen was in Oakland with more.
At least 36 people are confirmed dead from a fire that roared through the electronic dance party in Oakland, California on Friday night. The victims are young. Some were artists, others musicians, and at least 3 from out of the country. And officials say at least 50 are still missing.
It just doesn't seem that that's a fire that's survivable. So the reality, I think, for all of us is beginning to set in.
This building was known as the Ghost Ship. Many artists illegally lived here. It had been under investigation for code violations, and police say there was no evidence of sprinklers.
Our personnel have worked closely with the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms Bureau to now pinpoint areas that the ATF feels may be the actual location of the origin of the fire.
The Alameda County District's Attorney's Office has begun a criminal investigation into the fire, but would not speculate on whether or not charges will be brought. Friday night's party, one of the many held in the space, operating without a permit when the fire engulfed the warehouse. Many inside, trapped by flames. One survivor says he had to leave his friend behind to save his own life.
I was pulling him out. The fire was just getting too hot, and the smoke was just getting too bad, and I had to leave him there, and I wasn't able to get him out.
Most of the bodies so far have been identified, and authorities are working to notify family members.
It breaks your heart, especially when you know that this didn't have to happen.
Oh, thank you, Stacey. So devastating. Well, in other news, President-elect Donald Trump selected former rival Ben Carson to lead the Department of Housing and Urban Development. Carson rose from the intercity of Detroit to become a world-renowned neurosurgeon. Many Democrats say he is highly unqualified and his beliefs are at odds with HUD's mission. House Speaker Paul Ryan called Carson a great choice for the job. Meanwhile, former Vice President Al Gore made a trip to Trump Tower in New York yesterday. Gore was scheduled to meet with Trump's daughter, Ivanka, yesterday to discuss climate change. Now, he revealed that he spent more time in an unscheduled meeting with the president-elect during the campaign. Mr. Trump had said climate change was a hoax. Gore said that conversation with Trump was extremely interesting and it was, quote, to be continued. Meanwhile, Vice President Joe Biden may be looking toward a White House run in 2020. While chatting with reporters on Capitol Hill, he was asked if he would run again. And he said, quote, yeah, I am. I'm going to run again in 2020. Now, the vice president was asked if he was kidding, and he paused and said he was not committing to not running, and he was not committing to anything. Coming up, history is being made at the Mall of America in Minnesota. We'll tell you what that is. Plus, Jason has more on the rain and snow in the forecast as PHL 17 Morning News continues.
Traffic on the Go is brought to you by Cure Auto Insurance. Drive well.
Philadelphia is PHL17.
It's the shows that me and my whole family love.
I really like the show Big Bang Theory.
Bazinga.
My favorite show on PHL17 is Modern Family. I like to watch 2.5 Men.
This is beautiful.
Action news at 10 on PHL17.
There is reason for optimism.
I love waking up to the PHL17 morning news.
Thanks for waking up with us.
Philadelphia is PHL17.
Philadelphia is PHL17.
Doing some good in the Delaware Valley. It's the holiday season, so you know what that means. Ugly Christmas sweaters, indeed, will come out to the annual Ugly Sweater Party at O'Neill's Pub this Friday, December 9th. You can eat, drink, and rock out in your craziest Christmas sweater while raising money for cancer research. A $20 donation gets you in the door, followed by a 2-hour open bar. Tickets are available on the Eventbrite page. So imagine that, ugly Christmas sweaters. Someone even asked me if I could give them an ugly sweater. They assumed that I had one, and I did. Good morning, Jason.
I don't have any ugly sweaters.
Only a friend could ask you that.
Well, that's true. I have an ugly sport jacket, though, that people don't seem to like. I'm not sure why.
But I like it.
No ugly sweaters. Thanks,
Rock
Jen.
on.
I love her. All right, we got 20s and 30s across the region, 39 right now in Philadelphia. PHL Futurecast shows the system moving on in. Early this afternoon, we'll see some rain out of this. Rain could be heavy at times through the evening and into the overnight. Folks in the Poconos could see some snow from this system as well. So just keep that in mind. Day planner for today. We'll get to you next time around, but we got 47 degrees, clouds, and afternoon rain. Again, the rain could be heavy. More rain tonight, down to 43. Jen, we'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you very much. Let's get you out the door with a check of our traffic on the go. Just looking at a live look there at 76 at Belmont Avenue. We are seeing more cars on the roadway right now. It is 5:51 as you're preparing to head out the door on this chilly morning. There is now a new incident, this crash in Worcester. This is Mill Road and Quarry Hall Road. There are reports of injuries with this crash, folks, and also this crash I-95 northbound, the on-ramp to Route 896. Well, malls across the country are proving that Santa Claus comes in all different shapes and sizes, even colors. That's right. For the very first time, kids visiting the Mall of America in Minnesota will get to sit on the lap of an African-American Santa Claus. Rick Chapman introduces us to him.
It's been a long time coming. Change has come to America.
8 years after America elected its first black president.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. Ho, 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 ho. Merry Christmas, everybody.
America's mall seated its first black Santa.
Santa can be anybody, anyone who possesses a love in their heart, who's willing to give. Santa, like I say, is becoming more and more multicultural.
Santa Larry is part of the Santa experience at Mall of America. And Friday,
You guys been good at eating your vegetables?
families patiently waited to share their wish list with St. Nick.
What do you want for Christmas?
Well, I've really been wanting some toy sugar cubes.
Some toy sugar cubes. Very interesting.
I want like toys and clothes.
All right, we'll see what we can do.
Fresh water in Africa because I want more people to live instead of die.
Oh, wow, one more.
The owners of Santa Experience conducted a nationwide search to find Larry, who started working at the North Pole in 1999.
I like seeing a Santa that looks like me and looks like my grandbaby. That's what I really like. This is the first time in my life that I've seen a black Santa.
While some adults see Santa's skin, kids simply see the suit.
We have a picture of We've done this before.
Y'all done this before? Awesome. And you got a picture with Santa?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
And you're Santa.
Yes, I am Santa.
Oh, I absolutely love it. Hey, Santa, rock on. Well, it is Tuesday, December 6th. Time to take a look back on this date in history with Lauren Berman.
Good morning, Jen. Happy Tuesday. Let's take a look back on this date in history. Today in 1865, the 13th Amendment was ratified, officially putting an end to slavery in America. Under President Lincoln, the ratification came 8 months after the end of the Civil War. In 1884, after 34 years of construction, workers placed the final pyramid atop the Washington Monument. Made of 36,000 blocks of marble and granite, the monument became the tallest structure in the world at the time, towering 555 feet in the air. And 40 years ago today, in 1976, stuntwoman Kitty O'Neill set a world record for the fastest speed achieved by a woman driving a vehicle on land. She hit an average speed of 512.7 miles per hour, which topped the previous record by more than 100 miles per hour. She would go on to win 22 records on land and water.
Just come on down to the 54.
And in 1978, Chic topped the charts with Les Freak.
And now to our best friend of the day. This beauty is Effie. She's a sweet little lady that was abandoned at the gate of her shelter, so she's looking for her forever home. For more on our best friend of the day, check us out at Mums and Mutts on PHL17.com. Jason, once again, adorable.
Yeah, once again, a cat that I'm in love with already.
Yes.
Just by seeing the picture.
You need a third.
I do. I need a third. We'll talk more about that later. We've got 20s and 30s across the region this morning. It is 38 degrees in Philadelphia, waking up to a layer of frost out there. We've got PHL Futurecast showing us this system down to our south. We'll see some rain from this early this afternoon. The rain's going to hang around for a while. Could be heavy at times through your drive home, even into the evening tonight. By the time we get into tomorrow, it's out of the way, but you folks in the Poconos could see some light snow from this system as well. So just be on the lookout for that. Here's your day planner for today. 7 o'clock, clouds and 39. Clouds and 44 at 11. Rain and 46 at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Here's your exclusive 7-day on 17. More clouds roll in for Thursday, mid-40s. In the low 40s for Friday, only in the 30s on Saturday. Some cold air comes in. Jen, we'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you very much. Let's get you out the door with a check of our traffic on the go, folks, this morning. It is very cold out there, as Jason said. 476 at Ridge Pike. Traffic is moving there. It's 5:58, so a couple of minutes to the top of the hour right now for you. This crash in Havertown, a new incident, Lawrence Road. This is at Westchester Pike as well, so just avoid the area if you can. Again, a fire in Frankfort that is now under control, Frankfort Avenue at Cellar Street. Well, a trapeze artist is done flying around at the circus. This is an amazing story. Elizabeth Heron is retiring at the age of 90. Now, she joined the circus when she was just a teenager, but she had to promise her parents that she would not do any aerial stunts. So time passed, and Heron went on to the flying trapeze when she was 80. Now, she wanted to work with elephants after this, but the circus wouldn't let her. Imagine that. Well, of course, for stories like this and much more, check out our PHL17 app on your Apple or Android products. That's just amazing. Coming up on Eye Opener, no checkout grocery stores. You got to see this and the list of possible candidates for Time Magazine's Person of the Year. PHL17 Morning News continues. Thanks for starting your day with us. The Eye Opener crew is straight ahead, but we will be back at 6:11 with all your local news, weather, and traffic. We hope you'll stay with us.